Hello, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Zadak.
Chris Gavin.
Eric Siska.
And we're making it so. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Making It So, a Star Trek Picard podcast.
That's right.
Thank you for supporting our Patreon endeavor here. Although, this pilot app, you might notice, on that free feed, baby.
Right. Going forward, all other Picard, because we're recapping every episode.
Every app.
And some of these are going to be in studio. Some of them are going to be done remotely. But going forward, they're all the other episodes. If you want to keep hearing, if you want to keep making it so, you got to go to patreon.com/WeHateMovies and sign up for our Nexus level, which is our Star Trek podcast anyway, which is at the $8 level.
Which is also the highest level. And
Yes.
you're not just getting that, you're getting what we call the Nexus, which is an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek, the original series, back to back. If you like our Picard impression here, you will get a quarterly commentary. We did Predator just pretty recently, which is awesome. You get also everything at the $5 level, which is our monthly We Love Movies episode. We just recorded an episode on Back to the Future Part 2.
Oh,
That's right.
absolutely.
That's coming out in February.
Can I say, by the way,
Sure.
just a quick little teaser into the future. Speaking of Back to the Future, too, where they go to the future.
Sure.
You go to the future a little bit, the Q2 of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Speaking
someone
of
say
commentaries. Oh, Q, come on in.
Financial quarter again.
Speaking of commentaries, confirmed the second commentary of 2020. We haven't figured out the first one yet.
Yes.
But we know what that second one is, baby. We already got the fucking totally baller Felipe Sobreiro cover art. It is the Catsmentary.
That's right. Coming this summer, we can say.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, on youtube.com/WeHateMovies, there are some sample clips of our commentary tracks if you're curious of what this is actually like and about.
Yes.
And you also get at the $5 level our entire archive, which is our first 100 or so episodes. So that's a ton of content.
Totally.
And the $3 level, you get Animation Damnation, which is a 30 to 40-minute cartoon
Right.
that we're just talking about and having a lot of fun with.
We've been on Patreon for a few years now. If you pledge for the $8 level, you unlock literally everything we've ever done.
Hundreds of
simultaneously.
hours.
Yes, it's some people get confused. Oh, is this just for this month's stuff? No. You get everything we've ever done.
Everything.
Yep.
So anyway, Star Trek Picard, Episode 1, Remembrance. I mean, it's so weird. How do I start talking about a Picard show? We've been talking about Picard and his fucking wacky adventures for years, but this is a little bit different of a show, a little bit different tonally, addressing some different things here.
Starts with Data hustling Picard at some cards here.
Dude,
Absolutely.
I watched this at work during lunch, and I kind of wish I didn't because I was like, oh, fuck, am I going to cry at work?
Yeah, dude.
They're playing poker, man. It's been
Well,
fucking so
if
long.
you cry at work, just go, oh, paper cut, paper cut.
Or no, I'm being emotionally abused by my superior. Like, congratulations, yay!
I thought you didn't watch this do work because you were going to run out to the OTP.
Is that guy working for Amy Klobuchar? No.
Yeah, I mean, we start off with this kind of really nice trip through the galaxy.
Yeah.
That turns into, we see the old Enterprise D. So right away, you know it's a dream.
Yes.
That ship famously was destroyed at the end of Star Trek Generations. Well, it was destroyed at the end of Star Trek Generations, a movie from 1994.
Stay tuned, by the way.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's Data and Picard. They're playing poker, and I believe it's supposed to be 10 forward, which is kind of cool. And it's a nice thing because the television show ended. The final scene was Picard finally joins them for poker.
Yes.
So he's playing poker with Data, and immediately, because the ship was destroyed, I know it's a dream sequence.
And Data's a little... I don't know if this is on purpose or just because of the CGI to make him look a little younger. He looks a little off. You know what I mean? I think that might be a little on purpose.
Data, I didn't know that androids could eat chorizo.
No.
Man, you know what, Kevin? Fucking time comes for us all, dude. But to Steve's point, though, the makeup is flatter.
Yes.
And his contacts, and I was fucking nerd complaining about this off the air, but they look like contacts from B4. B4 had way more dilated pupils, which this version of Data has.
Yeah.
And regular Data had, less dilated.
Mr. Data eating too many microchips on the couch, I see.
Oh, yes, Mr. Data. I see you like the Cape Cod salt and vinegar microchips.
Mesquite barbecue microchips as a snack.
What is this? Is this just a hot pocket full of wires?
Obviously, we're kidding.
No.
It's just a funny thing to say.
Microchips aren't an all-the-time food. They're a treat. They're not. I like a microchip now and again.
I actually think he looks better than I expected.
No, he does,
Yeah.
and he's doing it too, which I love.
He's
doing
absolutely-
Data,
Yes,
and
he's
I'm
fucking
like,
selling it.
he's doing fucking Data, and
When we see him later in the uniform, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah,
Dude,
that painting.
yep.
I'm like, oh,
Yep, that
Oh,
fucking
just
uniform.
Data from behind. That might be in my Google search system. Just seeing him from behind painting, it's cool.
and it's there's this it's a bittersweet moment where like Picard knows that he's bluffing, or he realized that Data is artificially creating a tell, and they're going back and forth about what the bet might be.
Yeah.
And he's like, Captain, are you stalling? He's like, no, Mr. Data, I just don't want this to end. And that's when I was like, oh shit,
Dude, yeah,
crying
strap
at
in.
work.
Strap in for the feels, man, because they're all here. I will say it's awesome. I want to know what Jean-Luc Picard is smoking, because I want to start finding the stuff that makes my dreams start giving me clues to adventures that have not started yet.
Methamphetamine.
I mean, because it is like this whole conversation about like tells,
Yes.
and, how you relay information and all of that shit.
Yes.
Clearly will come into play later, as we see already at this first episode here. But man, yeah, my dreams just giving me hints.
That'd be great. My dreams are like all terrible. If they could be interesting or make me cry. or-
Sure.
I'm always being like chased by an opossum or something.
I had a fucking dream the other night where I was just stuck in a bathroom.
Oh, dude, that's just you reliving memories.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
definitely happened to you
It's
before.
shitty. It sucks.
I had a dream once where my mom invented Diet Peach Snapple. Like, what? That's useless. That gives me nothing.
Bet you wish she did that though, huh?
She build an empire out
Pretty
of it or what?
popular flavor. Dude, did you dream that your mother was Wendy the Snapple lady?
No, but I just knew that she invented Diet Peach Snapple.
Sure.
She was
Did she
rocking it.
Did she also invent Pine Sol?
So then this nice card game, and that fucking line, you're
Oh, yeah.
right, I
Yes.
don't want the game to end, is all interrupted by Picard going, well, look at that, Mr. Data. I didn't know we were making a trip to Mars. Huge fucking explosion.
Yes.
Oh, lordy, it's great.
He wakes up, and this is kind of the thing where like I love where this goes. I actually was more surprised that I liked the adventure of this. I just kind of want the first 20 minutes of this forever. This is the show. It's just him with these two Romulans.
Wait, living in this like French chateau.
Chateau
just like
Picard.
getting into
Dude, what
wine
the fuck's
problems.
going on? He's living like a caveman.
No,
right?
like,
For anyone in the real world, it's like, what, you got curtains, dude? Really?
no, he's an admiral. He has
We haven't had curtains for hundreds of years. What are you
Look
doing?
at the fucking curtains over there.
It's fucking crazy. Right? It's like,
No,
oh,
you're
wait, a wooden chair? He's a fucking crazy person. It's like a Ted Kaczynski. Like,
you have an actual TV? Jesus.
Oh, yes, tube televisions only, please.
it talks to me. It tells me what to do.
So does number one, my dog.
No, like him, like ambassadors come to him to like have political talks or
Sure.
something.
Oh, totally.
Stuff like that. I could see that working, and actually, I would have preferred that too. Actually, I should
Yeah,
say
it's so dignified too. Obviously,
Yeah, he's doing some good work on this.
I will say to the number one point, like I have nicknames for Chris. I've called you Stabs in the past. I call you Crabbin sometimes. If we stop podcasting and then 20 years from now you come to my house and I've got a dog named Crabbin, you would be offended, right?
You're gonna hear about it.
You'd
just be ready for it.
Offended, wouldn't you?
I don't care if your family's there. I don't care your wife's there. I'm gonna
is
give it to you.
Do you think
How
it's
ugly is the dog?
Do you think it's a thing though where he was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna see Will again. Fuck it. I miss saying it.
It's just like the way it feels on my tongue.
I'm not going to call this fucking Romulan servant of mine number one.
You were named after the dog.
No, Will, you misunderstand. Of course, you're number one in Starfleet. This dog's named after me taking a piss.
I love there's some interview that he did maybe Patrick Stewart says that he insisted that number one be a pit bull
Yes.
to showcase that pit bulls are not vicious monsters that they are often portrayed to be. Fucking love that.
Because
love that Patrick Stewart's a dog guy.
He walks on water, this guy. He speaks out against domestic violence.
Yep.
He lifts up pit bulls, and he's fucking Charles Xavier and Jean-Luc Picard at the same fucking time.
Incredible. This dude has been dealt an amazing hand that he has played amazingly.
And he's great. He's actually great in this, actually. I don't know what we think about. It's an older performance, certainly. Like,
yes, and he's a lot of people were like talking about, I'm getting worried about him or whatever. Like, I've seen him doing press for this.
Yes.
He's playing Picard as a older, enfeebled kind of whatever. But yeah, so we then cut to, we're told, the greater Boston area. It's awesome seeing Earth cities.
I think the East Coast in general is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, that's true. We're also always in San Francisco with Starfleet.
I agree with you, though, too, because it's like so much of what I like about this pilot is that it takes so much. It's the most time we've spent on Earth ever, practically.
I think probably since Kirk's birthday party in Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those Abrams movies hang out on Earth quite a bit.
Sure.
We're doing a lot of business in the Starfleet headquarters.
I'm talking out of my ass, obviously, but it's fun to explore Earth a little
No,
bit.
it definitely is. I mean, it's similarly, we sort of talked about this on The Mandalorian Half Hour, just the idea of like these established universes that we've played so much in, seeing like lower stakes areas of them, like the farming elements of Star Wars. And like in this, just with Trek, like, yeah, here's this girl with her boyfriend having a night in, greater Boston, we're told, talking about, she got accepted to this like robotics school.
Ah, yes, Greater Boston, the only city that's still racist.
they cut to Boston. The Dropkick Murphys are playing somehow. Oh, that fucking song. Are you kidding?
Shipping up to what? It's been fucking 400 years.
Are you actually using a ship? Just talk to me real on real here. Are you using an actual ship there, Dropkick?
Well, I've been dead for years, but this is Bones McCoy dropping in to say that's classic music. I'm a holograms.
So this woman, I want to get the actress's name here. The character's name is Daj. This is Issa Briones is playing Daj. She's talking with her boyfriend, having a little flirtatious night in. And then, whoops, what's that? A bunch of fucking motorcycle-looking dudes beam into this apartment, fucking murder this guy immediately.
They throw a fucking knife into his heart.
Man, it looks like a fucking like Klingon dagger or something, too.
And
Pretty
it
cool.
seems like this is like a Blade Runner-esque plot, apparently, that's being carried out here.
Yes, definitely. The idea of like it's a robot that doesn't know it's a robot.
But more of a 2049 because of the fatherhood angle that comes up.
Totally. So there's this whole thing that you hear these dudes, the guy like speaks in Romulan and then this guy's like, speak English, which reminded me of Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, right.
Otto doesn't speak English, do you, Otto?
Karish Karashk.
And then they put a bag over her head, and then all of a sudden one of them just yells, she's activating.
Yeah.
And this girl just fucking murders these guys.
Wait, is she peeing her pants? No, she's activating. She's turning into a super killer.
So that's like, it's weird because I feel like
it's more action than I was expecting, for
the
sure.
Abrams movies introduced like high octane action to Star Trek, and I'm still not entirely comfortable with it. But like in the confines of this apartment, I was like, yeah, that's fine. You're just having a super choreographed fight.
I got into it a little bit, honestly.
I was cool with it.
Proper characters, I think, makes sense.
We're obviously going to talk about the entire show, and there's spoilers here, but I called the Data daughter thing right here.
Oh, did you? Did you really?
Yes. Mrs. Data, right in my notes.
Do you recall like what made you think of that? Or?
I was just like a young robot. I'm like, Data was at the start. I'm like, if we're gonna make a Data thing.
But so you thought right away that she was a robot versus like some sort of Jason Bourne sleeper cell. Kinda.
I don't.
Interesting. Wow, look at this
super
guy.
brain, dude. Super
Little
brain.
psychic Star Trek fan over there, I see. Let's talk about the interview that he gives.
Yeah, it's him. It's the day of this big interview, and he's got these two Romulan. they're not servants. They work for him.
No, yeah, they work on the vineyard.
Yeah.
I think they also just live in his house.
They have like Scottish accents, which is weird to me.
A little strange.
Like
Just
Rom-
the woman does though, right? Does the dude also?
maybe not, but even still, like a Scottish Romulan's kind of a question mark. It's fine. but it's like
Scromulans?
Well, apparently there's this
Angus Romulan. I don't know.
Picard led this huge relocation effort. Maybe a few went down in the Scottish Highlands for a few years.
That actually kind of makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that could totally be.
This guy looks like an overcooked Robert John Burke.
yeah, a little
little
bit.
bit.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, totally.
Put him in the food dehydrator. This is what he looks like.
And he doesn't usually give interviews, and he's like, "Oh,
He's
it's-
never given an interview, they say.
all right, okay, it's a podcast. Okay, all right. Who are my guys? Well, James T. Kirk is one of my guys.
Obviously. Ambassador Spock, of course. Carrot Top.
Specifically, not Wesley.
Who? Don't worry about it.
Oh shit, Admiral Picard, you're that guy. Starfleet, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got assimilated by the Borg. Fuck, you're that guy.
Yeah, you knew Worf. Yeah, me and Worf used to work the door at the Comedy Store. He ripped off somebody's arms because he didn't want to pay, and he was heckling Kinnison.
Heckling Kinnison is crazy night. Mitzi comes out, fucking blasted on coke. She starts yelling in Klingon at this guy. Her and Worf had a fucking fight to the death right there in the lobby
What
of the store.
year is it? Or maybe they're all reincarnated, right? Like,
Oh.
like Marin Jr.
Yes.
Mitzi-
Marin the 14th or
Mitzi
something.
the Third.
Yes.
Mitzi the Third. So, he's kind of nervous. The guy's like, don't worry about it. We've, said multiple times they're not going to bring up your departure from Starfleet is like the whole
And this
thing.
lady's a Terry Gross. She says one thing, and she's going to talk about something else.
Seriously, bad move on that,
She's,
Terry. Bad
working
move.
for what? Crooked FNN. Jesus Christ.
So this interview plays out. Starts off like kind of okay. It's a Remembrance Day, this big event in Star Trek history.
Which I thought was Nemesis, and then I had to look it up, and it's not Nemesis.
It's not. It's what's invented by the 2009
Yes.
Abrams movie. This is the whole Eric Bana thing. So basically,
Yeah.
Romulus, the star is going supernova. Picard is arguing, hey, we have to evacuate all these Romulans. Everybody's not having it because Romulans are the fucking age-old enemy of the Federation.
This is in a different timeline than the 2009.
So this is, this is about to get really fucking
And different.
nerdy.
Also, like that was in the past comparatively to
So
what this is. right?
If you like read fucking nerd
Sure.
literature about this, which I had to do, I didn't understand it right
Yeah.
away. But so basically, the sun going supernova happens, and this is what Eric Bana's character is
escapes from. Yes,
escaping.
That's
and,
right.
And
yeah, of
Spock
course.
follows him, and they go back in time to where they
right.
land.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And so Eric Bana destroys the USS Kelvin, which is what George Kirk is on, and that's why they call it the Kelvin
Spock is
timeline.
alive in basically right before
Yeah.
this show.
Yeah, because Spock is
Yep.
in Next Generation for like an episode or two.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes on a couple of times, and so basically what happens is Picard is like, "Hey, we got to do this. There's Romulans. We got to save these people." At the same time, a rogue team of androids attacks the Mars base, the colony on Mars
Yes.
or whatever.
A
That's
port, I think.
yeah, some sort of
port.
trade port or
Trade
something.
port, yeah.
Kills 92,000 people or something like that. So the Federation decides, hey, man, this tragedy happened. We're going to deal with this. Fuck you, Romulans. Sorry about that. Picard, causes the falling out. The Starfleet decides they're not going to do this, rescue mission. That
They
does
al-
also sort of explain why Spock is alone
Yeah.
chasing after this
Right.
guy without.
They also ban
assistance.
all synthetic life.
Yes,
which
yes.
is fucking bonkers.
So
Yeah.
does this mean if Spock was to show up in this show, it would have to be an old Zachary Quinto? Like, that's what I didn't
Well,
get.
he's already gone at this point. He's
Spock
back.
is. It's funny that we just did this episode on Back to the Future 2 the same night we're talking about this. But so in this timeline that Picard is set in,
yeah.
the Spock that hung with Kirk,
Yeah.
leaves and goes back in time.
And that's like 10 or 20 years ago. How
Quinto
many years?
Yeah.
is in another timeline.
Yes.
Oh,
That
Jesus.
won't ever meet up with Picard.
So
but-
basically, like, yeah, Picard the show is like the regular 1985,
Yeah.
and then that Spock went into this other timeline, which is the alternate 1985, where Zachary Quinto is.
So Eric Bana is in both timelines.
No, Eric Bana also left. Eric Bana's timeline was regular 1985.
And
He
he
went
left,
back in
and
But
then he
time.
died
remember
back
that
then.
great Eric Bana line? 2 Spocks with the same gun.
With the same phaser, dude.
Phaser poisoning.
I do like this idea for Picard, why he leaves Starfleet. It's just very Picard. It's also very like political. It's very now. You know what I mean? Like
It's very
even
now-
if
it's-
people aren't, even if you don't, they're not our friends. They're still human beings, kind of a thing. Or
Right,
Like,
and he does-
and that's also very Jean-Luc Picard. Like that's
Yeah,
what he always did.
Totally.
Absolutely. He's a very humanist figure. It fits in fucking perfectly.
Just until we figure out what's going on. We're
Yeah,
banning
exactly.
Romulans. Well, the Remans they donated so they can come.
We're 3 years into the Romulan ban.
Jesus Christ, have none of you seen Three Kings? It's all there, folks. It's a great Earth movie.
Earth movie. Klingon cinema leaves something to be desired. It's all snuff films.
I love Klingon cinema. I have Don Jr. the 15th fast forwarding to all the best murders.
My favorite is Black Luck.
Oh, everybody loves Bluck Luck. So
Cluck, cluck, millionaire.
And then who could forget Black 3?
Black 3, The Return of Black.
I like that they brought Shane Black back.
So this reporter brings up Starfleet. He gets fucking pissed off. He tells this lady off.
Yes.
And it's kind of funny because right around here I was like, is this supposed to be sort of like a Fox News kind of character?
Question mark.
She
Yeah.
could be pulling a Terry Gross though.
Yes.
That's a straight up fucking National Public Radio, my friend. But yeah, so the interview's over with kind of thing. But it's a nice way. I've seen this episode twice now. I wasn't thrilled the first time with how the exposition plays out.
Yeah.
This time I was more fine with it.
I was kind of waiting because he's like,
Yes, you might know a good reference for this. It was Dunkirk. You mean the movie? And it was an actual thing. I love that movie.
He does fucking straight up say to this woman, you have no fucking idea what Dunkirk
Yeah,
is.
that's amazing.
You're trying to be this fucking expert at, whatever. And while this is happening, the interview's airing all over the place. Daj walks by, a storefront or something that's playing it and sees Picard. She has had a recollection of Picard's visage in her mind. So
One thing not mildly, but just not explored here is: are we transporting? Are we flying to places? Do we have?
it's got to be
or
transporting.
teleporting.
for one particular scene.
Yeah.
A little bit later that we'll get to in
Yeah.
a sec. I do think
Yeah.
we're using transporters.
Yeah.
Planet to planet transportation.
Yes.
I think is happening. So we're back at Chateau Picard. Daz shows up. Picard's like just chilling, drinking tea, which I fucking love. It's Earl Grey decaf, by the way. The old fake ticker can't take the caffeine anymore.
Honestly, ever since I've gotten older, I have teleporters on every floor of the house. It makes it easier.
Computer, bathroom.
he does the Homer thing. He unzips it.
You can do it.
Oh yes. Homer, no.
It's just easier this way.
I get up 3 times a night to take a piss, and yes, I use the teleporter. It just makes it easier.
So Dash shows up at Chateau Picard, and she's like, "Hey, man, I don't know what's going on here. Do you know me?
Yeah.
You're in my memories here. I know who you are." She does have a great line somewhere in this sequence where she's like, "I know you because you're the great man."
Yes.
It's such a weird thing, but like, yes, everyone on Earth would know Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh, another fan. Yes, okay. What do you want to hear about?
Yes, my adventures with the sexy Dr. Crusher, perhaps, or how I hate that filthy Wesley.
Would you like me to sign your cleavage or something? I mean, I've been through the circuit.
A picture's $40, an autograph is $100.
Do you have a DVD? I can do that too.
DVD.
Right now in the upper concourse, Captain Jean-Luc Picard signing, what's that? signing cleavage and DVDs only. We have another dream sequence, which I love. This is the Data from behind painting.
Oh yeah,
Wearing the
dude.
fucking super old school uniform,
I like
which I
this.
love.
Yeah.
Painting a picture of a woman. Would you like to finish it, Captain?
Yeah.
Fucking great. We get a image of this painting here. It's like a woman in a big dress.
Yeah, and he looks and he has the same painting in this room, and he's like, another clue.
Oh, say, my dreams are giving me all sorts of clues. I love, so we talk about he goes to the Starfleet Museum and Archive.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I would have a fucking season pass to this institution, man.
Yeah, because Daj goes off in the middle of the night. They have this conversation. He takes her necklace. It's not that super important. It's a nice scene, but like,
yeah, right. Yeah,
but
she bounces.
But yes, this is one of those things like, oh fuck, I could watch the archive show forever.
Yeah, totally, dude. I love this little index character.
Yes.
This woman's cool. Just sort of like this VR, like it's a hologram, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got like a safety deposit box, kind of.
Well, dude, when you're Jean-Luc Picard, you have to, man.
Yes, I've got 3 guns, 6 IDs, 200,000 in loose cash. Just in case it gets hot here, man.
Loose Vulcan cash as well. It's where I've always wanted to retire, Vulcan. In this timeline, I think Vulcan is still fine.
Yes,
Vulcan
think so.
blows up in the Kelvin timeline.
Yes.
Yes, that's Klingon pornography. Don't look at it.
You can't look at it. You'll never be able to unsee it. That's why I keep it in this vault. It's truly horrifying.
Have you seen that crazy 88 scene from Kill Bill? It's essentially that.
Just with fucking.
But with Klingons.
It's just as bloody, if not more.
Just Klingons fuck fighting.
Oh, look at that fat one there. I call him Charlie Brown. Oh, he'll get into it later.
I watch it but once a year.
He has to go buy the pizza or whatever.
When are they going to make that third one? I mean, I'm this old and they still haven't done it.
There's the Daj at one point is like, she's got nowhere to go. It's this weird thing where like she calls her mother and the mother's like, just go to Picard. No. You got to find Picard. My thing is like, is this person real?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Because like, spoiler alert, Daj is a robot.
Yes.
And so like, is this like the creator?
Well, she does this thing where it's like, I didn't tell you where I was. It's one of those things where it's like, I didn't tell you this information. And she's like,
oh, right.
Yeah.
I got a heavy Edward Furlong's aunt in T2 vibe from it.
Yes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, like there was either she's playing her or she's got a gun to her head somewhere.
Right.
Or she could be a hologram that is just like
Also
talking
Something,
shit.
yeah. Because like Daj keeps saying stuff like, I'm from Seattle and blah, blah, blah. So she's like, you got to find Picard. She gets into robot mode again, uses her little device to track him.
I love that Picard immediately tells her like, "Oh, your memories are fake." Oh no, they're real to you.
Yeah. Oh, it's cute that they're real to you, but they're fucking fake.
Look, the robot thinks it's a person.
Oh, this is adorable.
Hey, Lyra, Zaxby, come out there. This thing thinks it has memories.
I mean, obviously, what he should do is just immediately take her, build the thousands of datas and stuff.
Sure.
To overthrow the Federation.
That's it. Yeah.
Right?
Fuck, dude, an army of datas, that'd be rad.
Just breaking necks, and then suddenly Picard is like president of Earth.
King of Earth.
Yes, exactly.
So Picard is talking about something that has been referenced on TNG before, but we've never seen it, the Daystrom Institute.
Oh, okay. He does say Data always wanted a daughter, which is a reference to the episode Data's Daughter.
Oh, that's right, where it's fucking sad as hell.
It's a creepy one, yeah.
He makes a little creation, but then like her fucking like positronic net just fails and it dies.
Kill me.
Dude, it's kind of like that. I mean, this thing, it looks unsettling.
What is it? Just a computer? Like
No, I mean it looks like it looks more or less
It's
like
a little
a
girl.
person.
It's a little girl. I feel like if I'm on the Enterprise and I'm trying to do my job, And like this fucking 8-year-old girl walks by and someone's like, oh, Data daughter. I'm like, can I just fucking live on this ship? Must this happen?
You know what? Just send me to engineering. Nobody's coming in there all the time with this.
Everyone says this is the prize fucking job on Starfleet. My ass.
You know what? I'm putting in for a transfer. I'm done with this. I'm putting in for a fucking transfer.
Oh, wait, now the robot's sad because his daughter is dead. Can I leave this ship?
Is there fucking space on the Excelsior, please? Jesus Christ.
There has to be less egos and shit on those other ships.
No,
Like,
yeah.
these are like
absolutely.
the celebrities.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
They can do whatever they want.
Hot shots.
exactly.
At least they're not referencing Melville and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know how many plays they have in the Excelsior a week? 0. I love it there.
Precisely no poetry readings.
No, I've never heard of Dashiell Hammett. Can you please take me? Please take me.
Oh, man. So, yeah, he's like, Dash, here's the deal. I'm pretty sure you're a fucking robot. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to go to the Daystrom Institute. Man, these fucking Romulans beam in again, starting shit. I'll tell you the funniest part of this episode, I think. Daj is like, all right, we got to get out of here. We're under fire. And, dude, the stunt double for Patrick Stewart running away from this, like, phaser fire
Yeah.
from behind looks exactly like Bruce Willis. It's so fucking funny.
Maybe
I
it was
love
him.
it.
Or the same stunt double, probably.
yeah.
of the
Yeah, I
bald
mean,
guy.
they both got the shoehorn, man, or a horseshoe.
And then what's not a stunt double is Picard going under something to hide for a little while. I was like, I can get, all right, that's good. You young people have fun, though.
Dodge fucking kicking ass again right here. I really love. Let's see what we feel about this. I really think the jump is cool.
The super jump.
Oh, yeah,
Mario
it's
jump.
very, it's
Yeah,
very
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like you can be a prig and be like, why didn't Data ever do it? Well, because they didn't film it that way. You know what I mean?
We
Like,
couldn't fucking do shit
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
also-
Also,
Also-
there's a
also-
newer model.
It's also true.
True, yeah.
The chorizo.
What with the chorizo?
Sometimes when I eat too much chorizo, I'll jump up and down. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but then something's coming out.
Okay.
So she fucking fights this one Romulan. This dude like spits on her.
Don't
And
even know what
I
this
don't
thing
They both
understand.
explode.
Yeah, it's like acid spit. He's fucking reptile all of a sudden.
Yeah, he started to change, and I was like, "Oh, is he like a Reman? Do we
Yeah.
ever get? We'll see if we ever get into that." But I don't know. I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, I mean, so he just like
and he
spits this
explo-
biological agent on her.
And she starts to like disintegrate, and there's a huge explosion. And I'm like, "Is this a dream again?"
Yes, I
Right.
thought so.
Because then he
actually, too.
wakes up at Chateau Picard.
Yes.
Right. This is where I think we are just transporting people places.
Yeah.
Because in the very next scene, he's back in France.
Where no, don't take him to the hospital, and don't beam him to a nearby hospital.
Yeah.
Beam him to his country estate.
Well, remember
hopefully,
those
hopefully it's not a concussion.
Star Trek medical technology, dude. You just wave that
true.
fucking little rabbit
true.
vibrator over somebody,
Oh.
and
It's
done.
the equivalent of your drunk uncle gets a little too ridiculous at Thanksgiving. Just put him in a cab. Just put him. Tell the
He'll
cab
be
driver
fine.
$70. Just put him at the house.
Take him to France. $70. He'll be fine.
Yes, Jean-Luc, we put you in the hologram doctor. They took care of all of that. By the way, why does it look like Beverly?
yeah.
Also, by the way, the French language still existing.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he
good-
speaks
good for
French to
you.
the dog for a little bit. I love that.
Good for you.
Yeah. So yeah, and he wakes up and he's like, "All right, man. Hey, everybody. This is the fucking thrust of the first season of this show. He's
Yes.
gonna find out the mystery of who murdered Dash and why.
He goes to see Alison Pill. She's a scientist.
This is the Daystrom Institute.
Yes, and like
Yeah.
I mean, this is just sort of setting up the next episode. Obviously,
Yes.
like she's basically, why did he pieces it together that it's Data's daughter, and basically says like. She's like, oh, why did you have to tell me this information? Now I have to be at the show.
Yeah, she says like on my day off.
Yes.
Too.
I
Why couldn't you tell me this on my
Yes.
day off?
My favorite thing.
I like
is-
Alison Pill. by
she's
the way.
great.
I
Yeah.
love Alice Pill. She's playing Agnes, and this is her name. My favorite thing is she's like, there was this genius scientist who worked here, Bruce Maddox.
You're never going to meet him. This guy, Bruce Maddox, he's not going to be in the show at all.
We've met Maddox.
Who is he?
Maddox, we
that's
actually
right.
just covered the episode.
The Measure of a Man.
Yeah, Maddox is the guy in
right.
that TNG episode from season 2. So we're talking like fucking
Trying to-
89.
he's trying to
Jesus.
scan Data's brain.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wants to deactivate him and take him apart to study him.
And he should have,
Yeah.
because there's been no other android like Data where we come to find. What's also interesting about this institute is they built the robots that overthrew Mars and killed all those people.
Yes.
So now they can only do research and they can't actually build anything.
Actually construct anything, yeah. But it's kind of funny because I was trying to remember how Measure of a Man ends, and it's something where Data basically says to the guy, like, hey, Maddox, like, when your stuff is further along, like, I would be fine to, like, team up with you and help
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
So it's very cool how they're working all this stuff in.
So are we going to get an old that guy living in a
Maybe.
cave somewhere?
I see, and I looked it up, and like, because I was like, oh, what if they brought that guy back? If it was like a guest star
Yeah.
that's a bigger star now,
Yeah.
and it's not. He was just a dude.
You can recast. That's an easy
Oh
recast.
yeah, sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if we do see Maddox pop up.
So, how does this? I know it ends with the cut to the Romulan ship.
Oh right. Well, see, yeah, he's just asking about like
Yeah.
they call it. She says it's called fractal neural cloning.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea of like if only one part of Data's positronic net was saved and was put into another one, you could theoretically have all of Data's
Listen,
essence.
Alison Pill, what if, hypothetically, we made a really bad movie that was the last one of our movies? Is there any way to undo that totally?
Should no takesy backsy.
Because the movie was really bad.
Yeah.
Just want to be clear about that.
It fucking sucked balls. My fucking dog that I have, it sucked his dog balls.
So it would be nice to have Tom Hardy back. Honestly, he's doing great now.
One great line in this was Picard says that he hasn't been living, he's been waiting to die.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool, like to get the call to action
Yes.
again.
Yeah, he's got a reason for living, man. It's fucking great.
And at the very end of this, we get, I guess it's a resettlement camp of theirs.
Yeah.
And I got a
Romulan
question.
reclamation site,
Yeah.
we're told.
So is this a vacated Borg cube they're
Yeah, I
living
was
in?
confused by the
Looks
cube.
like it.
Well, so that's the big mystery is how they came across it, like what it is, because it's a great. It mimics the pull-out shot from First Contact.
Yes.
The same, we go out. It's two people talking, and it's out until you see the.
we
Borg
should say
cube.
it's her twin sister.
So
who-
yeah, so Daj. So the way that you make these clones.
Kind of cheap, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the way that you make these clones is that there's always two of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Which does lead to I'm sorry, it's a clunker Picard line where he goes, so there's another one. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit,
and
dude.
of course, like this one's in Romulan space,
Yeah.
and one is in the United States, where you're more likely to be shot.
Yeah.
No
Even among
surprise.
fucking Romulans, dude.
And this Romulan officer wants to get it wet. He's like, hey, could you help me out? I mean, he's obviously evil, but he's also
Yeah.
just like, hey, yeah, you wouldn't care about my sub story.
Like you don't want to listen to another sad story or something.
And I was just wondering, like, if the Federation was, so they started to relocate these people, and they're like, I don't know, throw them on that fucking old Borg cube. Like, we're not, like, we
It
don't
was
have
in a
enough
fucking
to go
tow
around.
yard. I mean,
Right? Yeah, like, just I don't know, bring it out. People can live there. It's not gonna be nice,
We've
but
got all those planets where we killed all those gods, and there's nothing on them anymore. Why don't we just put them there? I don't understand
Seriously.
this.
There's some guy with a fucking Borg cube in his front yard with a fucking spaceship on top of it. Yep.
for sale.
If you have a spaceship on top of your Borg cube, you just might be a Romulan.
It is crazy though because this shot really shows you like the scope of these
Yes.
things. I mean, it's just a massive
Yeah.
piece of machinery, which is really cool. And that's the end of the episode. So the other woman. So now Dash goes to Soji.
Yes.
Soji Asher is her name.
And the guy, Narek, the guy with Harry Treadaway, is a main character too, I think.
Yeah, I'm
coming
sure
up.
he's gonna come up.
Yeah. He's like listed as the main cast. What's that guy from? He's in something we did
Been
recently.
in a bunch of movies. He's in like a lot of BBC stuff too. The
good
one
for
I
him.
remember, there was this weird ass movie called Brothers of the Head
about a conjoined twin punk band.
I
Oh,
remember that movie.
yes. Yeah.
IFC put this weird freaking
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and he's one of the conjoined.
He's the guy in the movie Honeymoon with Rose Leslie.
yes,
Great
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking sci-fi
Good
movie.
movie.
So yeah, anyway, that is the end of episode 1. Thoughts going forward, Steve Sadak?
Do you want to do letter grades like we did?
Oh yes, good. Yeah, let's do that. Letter grades for episode 1, Remembrance.
I would say it's a pretty solid B+ for me. I think it's a hard thing to come back into this universe.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I think Stewart is obviously super engaged. I like Allison Pill a lot. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm just way in on the show. It's an intriguing mystery. I was actually like, ooh, cool, there's a twin, because I actually like the character. And I'm like, oh, good, she's alive. So I don't know. I'm into this. I'm way into this. B+ for me.
It's a C+ for me. I'm
Ooh.
into it, but I will say all of the exchanges between Picard and Daj are really trite, and
Yeah.
they're full of platitudes. It's like, oh, so you came here because it's important. Yes, because it's important, and there's going to be a thing that happens in the future. Yes, there's going to be a thing that happens in the future, and it's going to be very important. Yes, it's going to be important. And I'm like, just shut up and get to it. Like that's why I like the action so much, is because I do think scenes like that just go nowhere, and you can get it done with a line.
Yeah.
But I love seeing him back. I love having Data back. I love, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of splitting the difference between the two of you guys here. I would do like a B, maybe to a B+. I'm excited to see where this goes. I was, some of the stuff I was like, oh, there's a twin. Okay. I don't know, build a new one. Anyway, no, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back in this world. I got my Data from behind, so I'm all in.
Yeah, I think the first time I watched it, I probably would say B, and then this time around, I'm probably more like a B+. I did think some of the dialogue was really clunky. The one, another one that I just mentioned, but you reminded me just now of the fact that yes, Data did indeed always want a daughter, with regard to that episode. Yeah. But the way it's just, he tosses like, a Data always wanted a daughter.
Yeah.
It just, but here's the thing. You can't come back on the air after fucking 20 years and it's going to be a smooth landing.
Sure.
Like, I feel this thing is just taken off. And like, yeah, it's a little rocky, but like, that's okay. I didn't think it was terrible by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm fucking ready to go. I'm ready to see the other characters we haven't met yet. That's the thing. It's really economical that they decided we're not throwing everybody into the first episode.
Yes.
You get fucking Brent Spiner as the guest star, and that's it. Like, we'll move on.
I am glad they did Data, because his ending in Nemesis was just terrible.
It's trash.
Yeah.
It's fucking total trash. But this is not total trash, and we will be back on our Patreon feed next week. With episode 2. At the time of this recording, we only have a precious few hours until the next one comes out. So
that's right. And now, folks, you have to understand some of this is going to be a little fluid. Andrew and Steve are actually moving, so we're trying to like juggle our schedules as best as we can. We're going to try to, we'll try to get episodes out around Monday, Tuesday. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, this one was a little late, but we're going to try to batten down the hatches and get these out.
Yeah, totally. We'll figure it out. And I should say, on the note of moving, this is the absolute last piece of content we will record in this apartment, in this studio.
Or ever, maybe.
Who
knows?
I don't know. See if your train makes it home tonight. It has been a rad 5 years in this place, and I'm excited for the new studio space to record so much more content for you fine listeners. So until next time, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Engage.